Okay, check, check. Is this on? All right, so take out yesterday's notes, guys. And we did 5 problems yesterday. Today, I'd like to try just one. And then tomorrow, we'll try just one, okay? Here we go. Try this with me. You should be writing these down. Solve the triangle. Now let me give you a picture to play with. I have it drawn here. So draw something like this, watch. Go something like that. And let's call this triangle ABC, where this is A, and this is B, and this is C. And this is given to you as 78 feet and 37 degrees. So, what does it mean to solve a triangle? To solve a triangle means to tell me all 3 sides and all 3 angles, okay? That's what it means to solve a triangle. So why don't I actually begin like an answer key? So I need to know, I need to know this. I need to know what the measure of angle A is, and the measure of angle B, and the measure of angle C. I also need to know the length of side AB, AC, and also, what's the other side? AB, AC, and BC. So this is what I need you to tell me. And once we have all 6 pieces, we're done. And notice that a lot of pieces are given to you for free. So what's given to us for free? Angle B is 37. That goes here, 37 degrees. Angle C is 90. And you know what? If a triangle is 180, right? And that's 90, which is halfway to 180. So I need 90 more. So if that's 37, take 37 away from 90, and that'll give you 53. So this is actually 53 degrees. And that goes in for here. Now, what about the 3 sides? I've given one of them to you for free. Side BC is 78 feet. So really, I've given you so much of the exercise for free. The only thing we need to find are the 2 sides, and we're done. Now, can we agree on one thing? That this is a right triangle, so all I need is one more side. For instance, if I know this, I can go Pythagorean theorem to find that. Or if I know this, I can go Pythagorean theorem to find this. So really, let's find one more side, and then we can find the other side with Pythagorean theorem. So, would you like to find this one or this one? It doesn't matter to me. Let's say you wanted to find this one first. So call this a letter from the alphabet. Call it X. So that begs the question, how do I find this one? Well, in order to find this, we need to use the formulas that we learned yesterday. What were the formulas from yesterday? There were these here, right? These were the 6 formulas that we played with yesterday. So which of the 6 am I going to use to help me to find X? Well, why don't we do this? Okay, why don't we do this? We have all the angles. Decide where you want to live. Would you like to live here or would you like to live there? Suppose you decided to live right there. So that's you, the little dude in blue, okay? Now let's go hypotenuse, adjacent, opposite from yesterday's material. This is the hypotenuse. If this is where you live, this is your opposite. And of course, this is your adjacent. Now, what is it that we're trying to do? We're trying to solve for X. So I need an equation that has X. So which equation do I use? Well, again, look, I have 6 equations to choose from. Which one should I pick? Well, watch. If that's where you live, you have to use X, which is your opposite. Now, I'm not going to use the hypotenuse because, darn it, I don't know what it is. I know what the adjacent is, right? So I want the opposite, and I know the adjacent. So out of the 6 possibilities, which one has opposite and adjacent? Okay? I would recommend that you use things from this column first, this first column. Try to use those equations first because your calculator has a sine, cosine, and a tangent button. So if you look at that column, we're going to play with tangent because tangent has opposite and adjacent. So let's write down the tangent model. We know that tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. So let's try to fill this out. Tangent is just tangent. Theta is your angle. What's your angle? Your angle is where you live. Where do you live? You live at 37 degrees. You see what I'm saying? You live at 37 degrees. So from this location, what's your opposite? Your opposite is x. And what's your adjacent? Your adjacent is 78. So now let's solve this equation from last year and we can find x. So how do I solve for x? Well, maybe I can multiply by 78. Okay, so these are gone. And I have 78 tangent 37 equals x. So now go to your Casio. Go to your Casio. Go to your Casio. And you know what, bro? Make sure that your Casio is in degrees. If you look right there, it should say D for degrees. If not, you'd have to go to mode. You'd have to go to shift mode. And then, so go to shift mode and make sure that you click on number 3 so that it's in degrees, okay? So anyways, type that in. Type in 78 tangent 37, hit equals. And what if for today we round to the nearest tenth? To the nearest tenth, that would be 58.8, right? And we can call that feet. So now, let me update my answer key. So what did that represent? Gosh darn it, that was x, which was here. So let me erase that, and let me put what we'd found it to be. This was 58.8 feet. And that was side AC. So AC is 58.8 feet. That was the worst of it. The worst is over. The only thing left to find is AB, which is the hypotenuse. But now that we have 2 sides, let's just go Pythagorean theorem and we're done, okay? So Pythagorean theorem, I'll try it here. So I have a squared plus b squared. So I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So let's type this into our Casios. And let's see what it says. Let's type that in. Let's see what it says. If you want to multitask with me this afternoon, we know that we're going to square root this afterwards, right? We know that we're going to square root. So type all of that in. Type in all of that instead. We can save some time here. Type all of that in instead. All that's square rooted. And round it to the nearest tenth. I got about 97.7 feet. So that goes here. 97.7 feet. And we're done, right? 97.7 feet. So box this in. We have solved the triangle. So now it's your turn. So go to the loop mail. I have attached your exit ticket, which is exit ticket number 6. Just a really quick comment. We decided to position ourselves here, but if we had instead decided to position ourselves there, all the math would have ended up being the same.